What is up, you guys? So today I'm going to be talking about how I freaking changed my life. So before we get into the video, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you guys will get notified every single time I post. That's all I have to say. We're gonna go ahead and get right into my story of how I changed my life and my mindset, basically everything around. So back in October, I had gotten into my first car accident with my son, and I had lost my car. My car was totaled. I couldn't drive my car. I was really devastated because I couldn't go anywhere. I was inside a building all day, and sooner than later my mental health was going down the drain, and I would eat my problems away, and it was not a good situation. Like, I really was questioning why life was even a thing. I would scroll on TikTok all freaking day. I would eat like hot Cheetos and nacho cheese for breakfast. Like, it was just really not a good time, okay? And I was just miserable. Like, I had gained a lot of weight in that time because I was literally just eating whatever. Basically, my health was not a priority to me, and I could not figure out why my mental health was so shitty, basically. I have always had goals for myself, but in that time period, like, I was questioning life. I did not have the energy to even try to go achieve any of my goals that I had set for myself. It was really exhausting. I was so tired all the time. I would yawn 24/7 at work. Like, I would go sit down any chance that I got because the food that I was putting in my body was literally giving me no type of energy at all. My first step in changing my life was realizing that I have got to believe in myself, or I'm not going to get anything done. I'm not going to be able to achieve the goals that I need to achieve because I don't even think that I can do them. Listening to Mel Robbins, like all her podcasts that she's in, all of her YouTube videos, really just showed me that, like, I have the power to do anything that I want to do in my life as long as I believe in myself. When you listen to motivational speakers, it really helps you just like remember that, like, it's not just you that's feeling like this. There's other people that have been at a certain dark place in their life and they've been able to completely change it around. And Mel Robbins was one of those people for me. And now she's like one of the most well-known women motivational speakers out there. So Mel had came up with this, I don't know what to call it, this trick to basically start believing in yourself and giving you the validation that you seek for in others. And she figured this tactic out because her husband was super depressed, and she is the type of person to figure out simple things that we can integrate in our lives to change our lives one step at a time. One of the first tricks that Mel Robbins had figured out was the 5-second rule. So every single human, we have 5 seconds before we psych ourselves out from doing something that we know we should get done, or something that we feel like we want to do, but like, for instance, going to the gym in the morning. Initially, we wake up and we're like, oh, I don't want to go. We know we should go, but we don't go. So you have 5 seconds till your body tells you, like, yeah, we could just stay in bed all day. So what Mel Robbins did was, one day she was laying in her bed and she said, all right, I'm gonna shoot out of my bed like a rocket. And she said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she got up and she realized, like, oh my gosh, it works. If you have a thought of doing something, give yourself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get up and go do it, because if you wait longer than that 5 seconds, you're not gonna go do that thing that you were wanting to get done. Think about all the times that you've procrastinated, and I am like a procrastinator at heart. So when I heard that trick, I was like, oh my freaking gosh, like, it really does work, because I'll be laying in my bed thinking like, gosh, I should really go fold some laundry, or I should really go like clean the kitchen before I go to sleep, or something like that. Obviously I don't want to do it, but I tell myself, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's get up, let's go do it.
Hi, Mommy.
Hey, baby. So the second easy little trick that Mel came up with was going into your bathroom every single morning, looking in the mirror and looking at yourself and just telling yourself that you're proud of yourself, giving yourself a high five every single morning, and giving yourself that self-validation that we search for in every other person. Like, so as humans, we oftentimes search for validation in other people. We want other people to notice our progress, and we want other people to tell us that we're doing a good job. I started giving myself a high five in the mirror every single day when I figured out that maybe it will work. Maybe if I give myself a high five in the mirror every single day, I won't question why life is a thing. I won't doubt myself. Obviously, the first couple days, like, I would still feel down. I would still feel not confident. But over time, as I started giving myself high fives, I realized I would do it all the time. Sorry, y'all. So slowly over time, as I started giving myself a high five in the mirror, I started to congratulate myself on small things that I did throughout the day. And I started to just talk to myself and really appreciate myself for the things that I'm actually working towards and the goals that I'm accomplishing. Because before, I would just talk so bad to myself. Like, I would be like, you're so stupid, you're so dumb. Like, I would not speak good words to myself about myself. You know, one of the things that really helped me was giving myself a high five in the mirror every single morning and just telling myself, like, girl, you got this. You're beautiful. People would die to be in your shoes. Slowly over time, I just realized that, you know what? I'm not dumb and I'm not stupid and I'm not ugly. I am powerful. I am kind. I am smart. I am gentle. Like, I just started to tell myself all these things because I am. And I was so tired of, my mind would play games with me. Like, if I told myself, like, if I kept talking down on myself, I actually started to believe it. And that's the sad part. And I had been doing that for years. So obviously still, like, every day, it's hard not to just sit there and doubt myself, because that's what I've done for a long time. But I realized that I have to change, and doing the high five rule has really helped me a lot. And sometimes, like, throughout the day, if I don't have a mirror, I'll literally just high five myself, like in the car. The other day I had gotten up and went to the gym. I got in the car and I just started, like, smiling, you know. I was like, good job, girl, we did it. We got up, we went to the gym. Like, yes, let's keep this positive energy, let's keep going. Another thing that really helped me start believing in myself was using my planner that I had bought for 2022. I started to write down goals that I have, and I really started to check them off. Unless you write down your goals and you see a visual of what you want to accomplish, it's really hard to actually check off those things and, like, want to do better for yourself, because you have it up here, but it's like you need to see the bigger picture. Like, you need to know that it's achievable one step at a time. So I would write down small goals that I had for myself every single day, like, or every week. Like, I had a different set of goals and I would check them off. And even if I didn't get the goals done in that week, the next week, if I didn't get some of the goals done from the week before, I would still be trying to accomplish those goals and I would check them off later. Even if it wasn't in the time frame that I had intended to get my goals checked off, I still worked towards those goals. And I didn't beat myself up over it, because everything is a process. You have to trust the process, and nothing happens overnight. That is just something that I have learned. Like, patience is key. Life is so beautiful now because I really just take the time to appreciate life for what it is. But we're gonna get into, like, how I actually started to enjoy life and all that other stuff in a second. So the second step to changing my life was being very mindful of the food that goes into my body. So like I had told you guys earlier, I did not used to eat 3 meals a day before. I would literally eat, like, hot Cheetos and nacho cheese when I first wake up, or chips, or like literally the most junkiest junk food you can freaking imagine. So obviously, if I'm just eating those type of foods all day, I'm gonna be very tired and sluggish, and I'm not gonna have any energy to do anything, and I never did. Like, and I'm also anemic, so I would stand up from the couch and then immediately, like, stretch my legs or something. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to lay back down because I had no energy, and my body had no good actual nutrients going into my body. The one meal that I would eat a day would be, like, a big meal from Chick-fil-A. Like, I would go to Chick-fil-A or Bojangles and I would get, like, chicken sandwich, macaroni and cheese, fries, all that stuff, and that would be the big meal that, like, held my stomach for the day. And that is so not healthy, like, at all. So I told myself, like, for one, I need to stop spending all my money on fast food, greasy foods, that type of thing, because it was not good for my pockets or anything like that. So I came up with a resolution to start eating at home. Not only is it going to help me money-wise, financially, it's going to help me mentally, physically, all that stuff. So I stopped eating out all the time, and I started, like, finding little meals to make at home. If you guys follow me on TikTok, you know I used to post all of my little meals that I would make, and it started off by making, like, rice and tuna and rice and potatoes. And I know some people are like, oh my gosh, carbs overload, but that's a meal that I'm making at home that seriously makes me so happy to eat. And if it's carb overload, I'm gonna eat it. Like, it's better than me going out and eating freaking a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, okay? Eating at home really helped me financially, and it also helped me just be more mindful of the food that I'm putting in my body. And I like to cook anyways, so actually taking the time to cook for myself and my son, it means so much more to me now than just going to go and get fast food, you know? Like I mentioned earlier, now I eat 3 meals a day. To not just be eating 1 meal a day, that is so not healthy. And I eat 3 meals a day now. It fills my stomach up. I feel really good, and it fuels my body for the day. I have snacks in between. I have food in moderation. Like I'll get a gelato ice cream and I'll eat like a fourth of it one day, and then I'll eat a fourth of the next day and the next day, and I don't overeat like a whole tub of ice cream in one day anymore. Like moderation is key for everything. So I've just learned to, like, I can still have my favorite little snacks. I just don't need to eat the whole bag of chips, or I don't need to eat the whole tub of ice cream. Like I can reward myself too. Another part being mindful of what goes in my body was realizing that I needed to drink a lot more water. I always wondered, like, if I drink a gallon of water a day, will I have more energy? Will I feel better? Girl, yes, it helped my gut, it helped my mind, it helped my energy, all that. I think drinking a gallon of water a day has so many benefits. It literally helps you from the inside and out. It helps my skin, all that stuff. So I drink a gallon of water a day now. I do have a direct me link that is linked to my Amazon account that has the exact water bottle and everything that I use. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, it's in my description box down below. My third step to really changing my life was rebuilding my relationship with God. I was baptized when I was 13, and I've always been a believer, but recently, the last year, it's really sad because social media really threw me off my tracks. I don't know why I was so influenced by people on TikTok, but I would see like the crystals and people going to like spiritual shops and stuff. And like when all that bad stuff was happening to me, I went to a spiritual shop and I bought crystals and sage. And it's still sitting in my closet. Like I have not touched that stuff because I was like, I don't even feel right doing this. Like that was just not for me. I just like wondered, like, why do I not believe in God anymore? What got in my head that like made me think that God wasn't real? And it was the people on TikTok. Like I would literally have videos on my page like of people basically like laughing and making fun of people who believe in God because they said like it's so like not true, like there's no way. Obviously, I have a part in it too because I was the one who was influenced by what I was seeing. But there was like a trend, I feel like, over summer and like the end of 2021 where like people were not messing with like religion or any of that stuff. It was all about like the earth and crystals and stuff like that. And I know like obviously some people do believe in that stuff, and I don't know, for me it just did not feel right because that's just not something that I've ever really been interested in, was like crystals and stones and all that stuff. One day just like realized like, why don't I believe in God anymore? Why don't I talk to him? Why don't I try to reach out to God for help? So basically, I started to talk to God again and try to rebuild my relationship with him. I felt like I had done the worst of the worst because I literally basically stopped believing in God. Like I seriously did not believe in God anymore, and it's so sad because now like I pray to him all the time. I get goosebumps anytime that I pray to God, and I know that he's here and I know that he's talking to me. So one of my biggest tips for changing my life was talking to God, believing in God, praying over what I'm going through, just giving everything to God and letting him deal with the stress that I deal with, just really putting my relationship with God first and not listening to what other people say, because I realized that is literally the enemy. That is negative thoughts and negative like people in my ear that I really don't need to be listening to, because why am I letting other people like interfere between me and my relationship with God? I don't know why I was doing that, but I did, girl. One of my biggest tips is to just give it all to God, talk to him. If you're going through something, talk to God through it. There was a video I had seen on TikTok, which actually is crazy because TikTok is like, okay, y'all know TikTok is a very like positive negative space. A lot of times it's negative, but there is some positive stuff on there too. But I saw a video where this girl was like, you know how there's a manager for every store, like there's a problem and somebody's like, oh like my chicken wasn't cooked right or whatever, like something like that. Like there's always a manager for problems like that. God is like our manager. All of our problems should be given up to God. Anything that we're going through should be given up to God so that he can fix those things in our life. And that helped me so much because I just realized like that is what God is for. God is a healer. God is there for us whenever. That is just something that I had to relearn. And now when I'm going through something, like if I have a negative thought, I will say, God, please, like, well, first I'll say, I will rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because some of these negative thoughts, I know it's the enemy, and I know the enemy will do anything to win us over, you guys. Like, the enemy will do anything, and the closer you are to God, the harder it is for the enemy to get to you. So I just had to learn to rebuild my relationship with God, like really put all my trust into him, and just really work on my relationship with God, because obviously I let some things get in the way of what is real, you know? Okay guys, it is literally hours later. I had to go to a meeting and put Prince to bed, eat dinner, all that type of stuff. Also, I wiped off all the makeup that was on my forehead, because that was like seriously ridiculous, and that keeps happening to me. So I just come to the conclusion that, like, I don't even understand why there's that much bronzer on my forehead to begin with, and it is always like patchy, because I guess I'm always like sweating. I don't freaking know. So if I look different, that's why. So the fourth step to changing my life was basically just implementing all the goals that I had set for myself and actually working towards those goals. I was able to start working towards my goals with my planner. I started to write them all out, and I just started to check them off one by one. Slowly but surely, I just started to see, like, okay, like, yeah, my goals are like super big, but the more I work on them, like little by little, it'll become easier. And anything that you want that's like a bigger picture anyways is not going to come overnight. You have to work at it, and that is just something that I learned like through this whole process. I think something that was so important for me was just realizing that the possible is not so impossible, and you literally just have to tell yourself, like, this is achievable. I can do this. There's people that do what your goal is, what your dreams are, all the freaking time. They just have worked at it for so long, and obviously nobody wants to hear, oh, this is gonna take X amount of time to do. Like, nobody wants to hear that. But the sooner you start, the more you start taking your life serious, every day that you wake up, the more that you use that day to your advantage, the faster that those dreams are going to be more attainable to you, and one day you're gonna get there. And that's just like something that I had to learn, because I don't know exactly what I want long term. I just know that, well, I know that I want my own business, but I don't know like exactly what business I want. I used to want to be a makeup artist when I was younger, but that's not really something that I'm interested in now. Now, like, I love inspiring people. I love talking to new people. Like, health and fitness has become something that is like super important to me now. So I feel like as I get older, I'll just end up, you know, having multiple businesses and just being able to spread myself throughout a lot of different things, instead of just narrowing myself down to like, this is what I want to do when I'm X amount years old or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if what I'm saying makes any sense, y'all. I feel like this video has taken me 5 hours. Anyways, so basically for the fourth step was my goals. Setting my goals, working towards my goals, using a planner, going into my planner every single day, checking off those goals. Literally just keep on going. Like, keep fucking going. And that's what I always tell myself. Like, I was at the gym the other day and I was on the Stairmaster. Y'all know the Stairmaster is like the devil master. I was like, just telling myself, like, keep fucking going, like, because that's all I can tell myself. Like, literally just keep on going. You will get there one day. It's gonna take time. Just keep on going. Something that I've also really been telling myself is trust the process, embrace the process. Not every part is gonna be easy. Not every part of the process is going to be butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. Like, you're gonna go through times where you plateau and things get rough, but that's what makes everything worth it. That's what makes everything better. When something goes wrong, something better comes from that. And like, that's something that I learned, like, especially after I got in my car accident. And you know, they say bad things comes in threes. So it was like, I got in my car accident, I lost my main account to TikTok, and the third one was, there was a third one, I just don't remember what it was. But basically I was like, this is the freaking end. But then like, things slowly just started to become better over time. So the fifth step to changing my life was self-care. Self-care is so important. Self-care is something that everybody should be willing to take a part of their day and dedicate to their self. I found that once I started waking up in the morning and ice rolling my face, using a jade roller, moisturizing my face, buying different skincare products that actually help my skin, instead of just washing my face with water and putting on moisturizer, like, it gives me something to look forward to. Like, what I'm looking forward to when this video ends is taking off my makeup, ice rolling my face, doing all my skincare, putting my bonnet on, and going to sleep. That's what I'm looking forward to because it's self-care. It makes me feel so good. There was a lot of times where I was like in a really bad mind space. I had a really bad mindset, and I would fall asleep with my makeup on. I would wake up annoyed. There in the living room would be a freaking mess. The kitchen would be a mess. I didn't wear bonnets at the time, so my hair would be literally ruined when I woke up, even though I have silk pillowcases. Self-care has seriously changed the way that I look at like going about my day. Before, I would literally just wake up and be like, what am I gonna do today? I don't know. What is life even for? There's literally no point in anything. I am depressed. I don't want to be here. But now it's like I wake up and I'm like, ooh, okay, like let me get up, let me wash my face, brush my teeth, let me ice roll my face. The ice roller is really what be doing it for me, okay? It's like little therapy. And the gua sha, I'm like, yes, please get rid of this double chin, baby. That's exactly what we need. So for self-care, going outside, I never used to go outside. Now I try to at least take Prince to the park every day or go for a walk every day. And that just reminds me that like there's life outside of these four walls. Like, there's birds chirping outside, there's trees that are growing, there's wind blowing, the sun is shining, or it's cloudy outside. I grew up in Bun Level, North Carolina, and I grew up in a double wide outside. You know, I would used to walk around barefoot in the dirt, like all that stuff. And being outside in the woods and all that stuff was like something that I really liked doing when I was younger. So, and like as I'm older and I live in an apartment, I kind of hate it because I'm not like, I have to make an effort to go outside, whereas I used to live outside in the country. I could just walk outside and be out in nature, and I really loved it back then. But I realized how much I loved it now that I'm living in an apartment and I actually have to go make an effort to go outside, and I can't even walk barefoot out here. Like, I mean, I really could, because you know, nobody can tell me what to do, but that's just like, I don't know, maybe whenever I move, hopefully it'll be in a space where I can just walk outside barefoot and, you know, re-ground myself with the earth, because I feel like that's really important. Just staying inside is so bad for your mental health, and I can attest to that because I literally felt like I was going crazy. I literally felt like a sin. Like, I literally made a video on TikTok talking about how when I do laundry, when I do certain stuff, like I will think to myself, like, I'm doing this because I'm alive, because I'm on this earth for what? Like, I literally did not, like, I don't know where the thought had came from, but it was the worst. And I had that thought this morning because I knew I had to make this video, and I would literally just tell myself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop thinking about it, thinking about something else. And I also feel like all negative thoughts are the devil or the enemy trying to get to you. So I just try to, if I do have a negative thought, like tell myself like, no, bitch, you got this. Like, you are a superwoman. Let's go. Let's get today done. Let's do whatever we have to do. Like, you got this. Let's go. High five, pinky promise. Whatever we got to do, we're going to make it through. Okay. So the gym has also really helped me. I know in like 2 videos ago or 3 videos ago, I did like a little at-home workout, and that was because I was super self-conscious, super scared. I have so much anxiety about going to the gym, but I knew it was something that I wanted to do. I knew if I have the opportunity to get up early and I have the opportunity to go and have time for myself before my son wakes up and all that stuff, I want to go do that. Like, I want to have time to myself, and going to the gym has literally just allowed me to get any anger that I have out, any sadness, like all that is just me time. It's me time. I get to listen to music, and I just get to literally just work out my problems. Like, I feel like that's why a lot of people go to the gym, but you're working out your problems, and it's fixing your problems because it's fixing your self-esteem. It's helping you with your body, like it's helping you with your heart, your mind, like all that stuff. You know, you get like extra serotonin from working out. So going to the gym is really good for your mental health. Girl, if you want to be the baddie that you say you want to be every single day, you need to be doing things to keep up with your health. And even if you don't go to the gym, go for a walk, drink your water, you know what I'm saying, eat some fruits and vegetables. Just try to have a balanced life and really prioritize your health, because I feel like that is so life-changing. One thing for me, I wasn't even gonna mention this, but one thing for me is meat. So I've always been the type, like, I could eat meat, whatever, but as I'm getting older, it's getting really hard for me to eat meat, because I think about, 1, the process that the animals have to go to. 2, I think about what I'm eating while I'm eating it, and it literally makes me want to like, ugh. Like the other day, or in my last video, I made street tacos. I only ate 1.5 of the street tacos because I started to think about the texture of the chicken and the fact that I'm literally chewing chicken insides and I couldn't eat it anymore. And you guys know chickens are like boneheads. They're literally dumb as rocks. When I think about eating chicken, I like just get so grossed out. And that was the last meat that I was actually able to eat. Like, that doesn't freak me out. So now my favorite thing to eat is like ground chicken, because like I can make it crispy. There's no chewy, unky gunky parts in it. But that meat, girl, I don't know. I know like that's very controversial because some people like meat, some people don't. I'm not one of those people that's like, don't eat meat because you're harming the animals or anything like that. It's really just like how meat makes me feel, and it makes me feel heavy and gross, and it's just a texture thing too, and a taste. Like, ugh, it's too earthy, I can't. Another part of self-care that really changed my life was daily affirmations, telling myself that I'm beautiful, telling myself that I'm kind, I'm peaceful, and I'm working on the peaceful part. A lot of my past self seems to come up when I see like certain comments on TikTok, or like any situation where I just feel like somebody's coming at me. That's really where the old Jade really tries to come out, and I'm trying to learn that like a classy lady doesn't do that. A classy lady doesn't care. A classy lady just lets people talk. But the thing about me is it's so hard to just let people talk, because why are you talking? Ugh, it's just so hard. But like being like part of growing up is growing as a woman, as a person, as a human being. And I try to be the bigger person sometimes, because in my past I've had a lot of really scary situations where I just turn into somebody that I don't even know until somebody takes me there, okay? And I don't like looking back at myself like during those times. I'm like, who the freak was that? And it's just so ugly. Like, I just don't like to think about it. There was a situation that happened with my little brother and his girlfriend, and I just think about like how I went about the situation, and I don't know who she was. Anyways, another part of like changing my life is wanting to be the person that I envision of like that girl in my head, or like the women that I look up to. I'm trying to embody in myself now, even though I'm only 22. If I start implementing these things now, there's no telling how I'm gonna be when I'm 30, you know what I'm saying? So does anything I'm saying even make any sense at all? I don't know. Okay, this is so freaking important because I'm still on this like whole changing my life journey or whatever. We've came a long way, but we're still going. Something that is so important about self-care is watching motivational videos every single day. There have been so many times where I wanted to just lay in bed and fall back into the old Jade, like lay in bed and literally be miserable, but I'm like, no, like we did not come this far to go back. We did not do that, okay? So when I'm feeling down and I'm feeling like, ugh, like I just want to lay here, I'm miserable, I'm ugly, like no, I will turn on a motivational video. I will watch a video just like this, how I changed my life. Like I will watch Pastor Sarah Roberts, I will watch her, I will watch Mel Robbins, I will watch whoever to get me out of the funk, because you know why? That's the enemy, for one. And two, obviously like you're gonna get tired and you're gonna get burnt out, but nobody has motivation every day. That's just not a thing. Discipline is what is going to get you to be where you need to be, because you have to stay disciplined. Like nobody wakes up every single day and they're like, ooh yes, let's do this freaking thing. Like most days you can be like that, but there's gonna be some days where you're just like, bro, okay, now I see why I was doing X, Y, and Z back then, because you felt a certain way. So on days like that, you just need to take that extra self-care a little bit further to just really establish your mindset and just like tell yourself like it's cool, it's okay, like girl, chill the freak out for a second, like you're good. Just watch a motivational video, like you're gonna be fine. I feel like I'm rambling. Y'all do not understand what it took for me to make this video. I was filming earlier and I was so tired that I fell asleep. Like I was trying to put my head down for a second because I couldn't even get what I was like trying to say out. Like I just feel like I'm like babbling like a freaking bobblehead. I got so many comments on my Hooters video that I say like literally all the time, and I'm trying to change that. I think I need to read more and expand my vocabulary, but they're really just filler words and I don't know why I say them, and I really apologize because I know it's annoying, but I'm working on it. Okay, I'm really trying. But yeah, I feel like I'm missing a few things. So if I am missing a few things, or if you guys have any tips down below, just go ahead and leave them down below so I can like, oh wait, let me show y'all how hard it was to get this video done, because let's rewind and show y'all when I fell asleep on camera. I literally put my head down for a second because I was like, I cannot even process what I'm saying right now, and I put my head down and I fell asleep. I was like, oh yeah, let me go take a nap. And then I took a nap. If you guys liked this video, if this helped you, please let me know. I will gladly make a part 2, or, you know, further on down my journey, any other things that I have learned, I will gladly share them with you guys, because I don't want you guys to suffer from mental health issues or depression alone or anything like that, because baby girl, I know how it feels, and as an influencer, it's really hard. Okay, it's really hard because you feel a certain way but you have to show otherwise, you know what I'm saying? I really hope this helped some of you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything, just leave them down below. All of my social medias are linked down below. I have I'm trying to make an Amazon storefront, but for some reason the link to be an Amazon influencer is like not working for me. So I do have a direct me link, which is in my description box, and if you click it, there is like all of my favorite Amazon products. I do receive a small commission from them, but you guys are like, seriously, you don't have to. You are not entitled to use those links, but I do have them linked if you guys want to, you know, be twinsies and share any of the same products that I have, because everything that I have on there I literally love and I use every single freaking day. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for 32,000 subscribers. I was so excited. I just checked it like earlier before I gave Prince a bath, and I was like, oh my freaking gosh, we hit 32 freaking thousand. Imagine when we hit 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Yes, come through. I hope you guys have a good night. Be nice to yourself. Try to remember that life is short and enjoy life for what it is, and prioritize your life and realize that it's gonna go away in the blink of an eye, and you'd rather do things proactively than live your life miserably and not do anything to try to change it. Okay, so with that being said, I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay bad, stay cute, Kate, stay confident. I think that's it. I love you guys so much. Bye.